Hi everyone, so today I just wanted to talk about a few things that I do to maintain my weight. I know weight loss is different for everyone, and some of the things that work for me wouldn't work for necessarily everyone out there, but I just thought it's worth sharing in case some of them do. So first of all, I'll talk about sleep. I typically sleep at about 10:30, and I find just getting to bed before 12 really helps me lose weight because it boosts my metabolism. So for some reason, I've looked into it, well, from what I've read, the hours before 12 o'clock at night, we're much more likely to achieve REM sleep and a good quality of REM sleep. And when you achieve that, your body releases a chemical which then massively boosts your metabolism. So I definitely notice that periods in my life where I'm sleeping earlier regularly, I tend to lose weight. And I think when you're trying to get the weight off and you're not sleeping well, it can really make it a harder process. So my sort of trick for that is that I find a really relaxing, fun, chilled out book, nothing too heavy because you don't want to read something heavy right before you sleep. And I put it on my Kindle. I usually find it somewhere on just goodreads.com, which my friend Indira told me about. And I look forward to that part of the day. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next in the story. It's sitting by my bed, so typically at about 9:45 I'll curl into bed, read my book, I'll get sleepy, and I'll pass out. Then the next thing correlating to the sleep is if you can have your final meal at 6 p.m. latest when you're at home. Obviously, when you're having dinner and you're socializing, don't be a bore and, oh, I can't eat now. But just when you're at home, so the majority of the time, if you can have your final meal earlier, it's much, much better. You're going to have a much longer gap between a fasting period between dinner and breakfast, which allows your digestive system to have a total break, which will then make it work more efficiently. You're also not going to snack late at night. I don't know about you guys, but once it gets to about 12, I start wanting snacks, sugary things if I'm staying up, because as soon as we get tired, we get a massive signal to the brain, this chemical that makes us start craving sugar and snacks to keep us going. And all of those snacks are just going to sit on us because, of course, usually at night, unless we're dancing, we're not really burning off those calories because we're quite sedentary at night. So if you can have that long gap, so have your final meal earlier, sleep earlier, and I don't think it's a coincidence that in all the major religions that there's a lot about going to sleep when the sun goes down and rising with the sun. I don't think we're typically nocturnal creatures, and we're probably evolved best not to be. But of course, I know some people are night owls, in which case completely ignore me if you feel that this just wouldn't work for you. Everyone's different. So that's the kind of lifestyle side of things. Then I'll just talk about these 4 drinks, which I really think help me maintain my weight. And when I really want to lose weight, I sort of perhaps increase some of them. So first of all, I'll go in order of how I take them. The apple cider vinegar of the mother, which just means it has this enzyme left in it. That you can get apple cider vinegar just regular, and you can get apple cider vinegar of the mother. Look out for an organic one's probably better. And if you dilute that with a little bit of water and just knock it back, it doesn't taste great. But what that does is it helps your stomach have a fresh start in the morning. So it eliminates a lot of the parasites that we might have. It eliminates a lot of the bad bacteria that can cause negative food cravings. So this is really creepy, but a lot of the time when we get cravings, it's not actually our stomach craving it or our body craving it. It's the unhealthy bad bacteria that's developed in our gut, things like candida, etc. So the apple cider vinegar helps eliminate that, and it also helps lower our blood sugar, inhibit food cravings, and helps alkalize us. Yes, helps us become more alkaline. So that's the apple cider vinegar, and that will be the first thing that goes into my body when I wake up, and it's the easiest drink of all of them to make, actually. The next thing I have is the celery juice, and my juicing is more of a slog. It is an effort, and it's probably the hardest thing that I do to lose weight in terms of diet because of the preparation. So you have to wash the celery, juice it, and then wash up the juicer, and it's early in the morning, so you're not massively in the mood. But I sometimes put an audiobook on while I'm doing it, and now I can get it all done in about 15 minutes. Always juice with organic celery, and I'll make a big jug of it, one small one for my husband because he won't have a lot, and then I'll have 2 big cups and save 1 small cup for right before I sleep because I found it really helps me sleep well. And then, so that's the celery juice. Along with my juicing, I'll also juice a bag of organic kale with a bag of parsley, and that's just for the nutrients. It's great for my skin. It's packed with vitamin A, helps curb my cravings again. And I'll have the celery juice morning and PM, and the kale juice on an empty stomach before lunch and before dinner. So the celery juice, if you take it for a week, I lost weight straight away after a week of taking the celery juice. So I don't know how it will work for you guys, but with me, I noticed crazy benefits from it. It also really cleans you out. So for your digestive system, it's amazing. And I could just talk about celery juice a lot. I know it's a big thing now, everyone knows about it, but so I'm just re-emphasizing it. So that's the juicing side. And then after that juice, I'll typically have a matcha latte, which is kind of my breakfast because it's got milk in it and it keeps me full for the morning. So matcha, if some of you don't know, is made from the same plant as the green tea plant, but it's the whole leaf. So because it's the whole leaf and not just part of it, it has something ridiculous like 10 times the antioxidants. It speeds up our metabolic rate by ×4, I think, which is quite significant. And it's anti-carcinogenic. So it's anti-aging, anti-carcinogenic, anti-inflammatory, speeds up our metabolism by ×4. And if you mix it with oat milk and vanilla essence, which I do, and a bit of manuka honey, it is so delicious. So you feel like you're having this, for me it tastes better than yogurt, than chocolate. I love it. And it gives you a big caffeine boost of energy as well. And in my experience, the energy from the matcha lasts much longer than the energy I get from coffee. So really recommend it. So that's the matcha latte, and I like the Oatly oat milk. I'll link everything below anyway. The next drink I would have in order would be hot water and lemon. Hot water and lemon was kind of my original. My mum's been giving it to me since I was young after heavy meals, and it just helps your digestion, helps alkaline the body. If you have a heavy meal, it's really great for just helping your body process it through, absorb the good things but eliminate the bad things, and I believe helps with weight maintenance. So if I am eating out and I have a heavy meal, I'll nearly always say, can I have a hot water and lemon? Or if you're in an Italian restaurant, you can just order a Canerino, and then they make it in a much nicer, fancier way where they curl the lemon peel. So the Italians have known for a while that it's great to have after you eat. And so that's the hot water and lemon. And I think that's all the drinks. So so it's sleeping early, those drinks, having my final meal at between 5 and 6. The next thing I'll talk about is the food I keep at home and some of the food types I've swapped for others. So when I eat out, I don't want to deprive myself, and I just go for it and I eat whatever I want. So I eat meat, dairy, dessert, whatever I want, I eat it, pasta. Because I just like to enjoy food, and I don't like to feel like my life is deprived of that. Deep down, I am waiting for the time in my life where I feel strong enough to just become vegan, because I know it's so bad for the environment, the meat industry now. I also feel that the animals, probably even when we are buying organic and free range, aren't treated that well. My confidence in the whole farming meat industry is not that high, and I guess that's because of all the documentaries which a lot of you have already seen, but right now I'm not in that place, and I'm still enjoying meat and dairy when I'm out. But in the home, I'm buying things like fish, lentils, prawns, most of my protein is coming from things like lentils and fish. I'm not even cooking with chicken anymore in the home. And for me, that works really well. I don't miss it. There's so many amazing, delicious pescatarian recipes and vegan recipes out there. Most of mine are from BBC Good Food, and I'll link a few of my favorites below. One of them is the porcini mushroom vegan bolognese, and my husband loves that. You really feel like you've had this meaty, delicious bolognese pasta dish, and you add the vegan parmesan on top, and it just gives you that really sort of comfort food feeling, but you're not having anything unhealthy. So now I'll talk about the things that I've traded for other things. So also at home, I'll have no white flour, no white rice, nothing white, also no corn, if I can avoid it. And instead I'm having brown rice pasta, which is delicious, much nicer than whole wheat pasta. So give it a try if you got put off from the whole wheat pasta before and just went back to regular. The brown rice pasta is really nice. Or lentil pasta is even better because it's more high in protein and I think even more alkaline, but brown rice pasta is easier to cook, I find. Quinoa, which is, you can make it so delicious, and brown rice. So all of the meals I'm cooking, and I'm not someone that can just give up carbs. I've traded in those other carbs for these carbs. Quinoa, brown rice, red lentil pasta, brown rice pasta, and that works really well for me. And even my husband's not someone who's obsessed with health, and he just wants to enjoy his food, but he still really likes the brown rice pasta and things like that. So you don't have to feel like you're not enjoying your food at home by giving up those sort of starchy pasta dishes or white flour dishes. And I think that's about it. For dessert at home, my husband loves these vegan chocolate pods, which are high in fat and sugar, but they're vegan, and he loves them. And I have things like berries with honey, sometimes an superseded oat cracker, Nan's oat cracker with vegan cream cheese and honey. I love that. And just sort of things like that. Dark chocolate with sea salt, so just have a few squares of that. And I think that's everything, guys. So I hope that wasn't too boring and I summed everything up. And obviously I'm not trying to sound like I know it all. I definitely don't. These are just a few things that have worked for me, and I know everyone's different. Just for reference, I am 5'2", so quite short, and I never weigh myself because I can tell when I've gained weight and when I haven't. It's not necessary to weigh myself. I just have never been in the habit of that, but I know I fluctuate between sort of 44 and 46 kgs, and I'm 5'2", so I'm about a size 4 to a size 6. And I haven't worked out in 6 months because I've just been lazy. So this is, my diet is how I maintain my weight. And the only difference between now and if I was working out would be, I would be a tiny bit slimmer and also more toned. So this 6-month break from exercise has really shown me what my diet does as opposed to what my exercise is doing. And what it's proved to me even more is so much about weight is diet, way more than exercise. And I think exercise is so important for our mental health, for our spiritual health, and for how we look and our confidence. It definitely makes us more toned, and it does make you lose weight too. But I just think if you're really trying to lose weight, it's all about the diet. A significant part of it is the diet. So yeah, guys, that's it, and hope that was interesting, and thank you so much for listening.